welcome to our new series all about ship components, where we help you understand the things you're putting into your ship and what all the numbers mean. Hopefully we can help you make some decisions about what to put in your ship. Remember, digital ships aren't imaginary, digital ships are imagine-necessary. Every month we do a giveaway. This month's giveaway prize will be an MPUV tractor. To enter, subscribe to the channel, like or dislike a video, and leave a comment on a video from this month. For the full giveaway details, make sure you visit our Billionaire Ninjas Discord or our social media at Ninjas Leap. Today we are doing a buyer's guide on power plants. We'll separate these based on size and class. For us, it seems the top 5 most important traits for power plants are power, power draw, request time, max cooling rate, and max temperature. However, these are designed based on the use case. So obviously, if you need a stealth part, go for a stealth part. And if it's all about combat, go for military. But there are still some choices to be made within those areas, so stay tuned. Also, remember, these choices are as of 3.23.1. We will update as necessary. One last note, it is not as simple as going with grade A components, and that became clear as we went through the numbers. Now, let's go and we'll see what happens. For civilian parts, these are the most common parts, of course, and are considered the jack of all trades, master of none type of part. These come standard in a lot of non-combat and non-industry related ships. For size 0, civilian parts, size 0, there's only one manufacturer here, so it will be the Lightning Limited Ion Wave. For size 1, a bit more choice here, but we'll go with the Sakura Sun Magna Bloom. For size 2, I was surprised at this one, but it's actually the Lightning Limited Ion Surge. And the reason I was surprised is because Lightning Limited isn't necessarily known for making high quality parts, but they get a few right here. For size 3, this one I think some stats are bugged, but I'll go with, again, Lightning Limited Ion Surge Pro. And then for size 4, there's no choices yet for this size. Both are bespoke with no alternatives. So if you see something on Urkel or any of the stat sites, it's because those are bespoke. That means essentially there's no alternatives. You cannot take it out of the ship or it's stuck inside the ship. And we don't know if that will be the way it's always is, but it might be that if your power plant might be stuck with the ship, because I think that's part of like what makes it a capital part, is that it's bespoke and it's stuck in the ship. So I don't think there will be any size 4 choices as we go through this list, but we'll see. So it's really looking like we're going from size 0 to size 3, unless they make different bespoke parts, as in like this can only go in a 890 jump, and if you take it out of an 890 jump, it can only go into another 890 jump, as in it can't go into another capital ship. So we'll see how that ends up, but for as of right now, there are no bespoke alternatives for size 4. So let's go. Let's actually jump to industrial parts. Now, these are high output and low wear parts with very high emissions. You will light up like a Christmas tree, but you will get a lot of use out of the parts. So for size 0, this one is the Juno Starwork Defiant. For size 1, we're going to go with a close choice here, but I'll say the Juno Starwork Breton. For size 2, this one is definitely the Juno Starwork Sedulity. I'll have all this, of course, on screen because I'm not even sure I'm saying these right. For size 3, I'll choose the Juno Starwork Durango. And of course, size 4, there are no choices to be made at that size. So it looks like Juno Starwork is the best industrial parts maker as far as power plants. So good on you, Juno. And I guess we should have said that about Lightning Limited for civilian parts as far as power plants. So I guess if your name is Lightning Limited, yeah. Anyway, moving on to military parts. These are generally the close to the highest quality parts as far as expected functionality. They also wear at an average rate rather than a low rate or a high rate. However, their emissions will be almost as high as industrial parts, and they will cost an arm and a leg compared to other parts. So consider military parts kind of like industrial parts with slightly less emissions and slightly more performance. But they're going to cost a lot more than industrial parts. So that's kind of the way you can see it. For size 0, there are no choices to be made at this size. So military parts, as far as I could see, I didn't see any size 0 parts that were able to be swapped out. For size 1, we're going to go with the Amon and Reese JS-300. So that might, if you see A&R is Amon and Reese. For size 2, we're again going with Amon and Reese, but it's the JS-400. Then for size 3, this time it's the Aegis Dynamics Quadracell MX. So if you're following along, you'll notice that not all of these are either the grade A or the top of the line part, because as statistics show, it might actually be better for you to go one step down, depending on your specific use case. So again, as we go through this list, this is a list just to kind of help you simplify things. If you're like, I don't want to go through and look at all the stats, I just kind of want to know which one is the best one that I should put in my ship, and I need, let's say I need a military size 3 part. Which one should I get? You could come to this video and say, I want the Aegis Dynamics Quadracell MX, and boom, there you go. You're off to the races as far as military. Now, if you want, you know, an industrial part and you're looking for a size 1, we said the Juno Starwork Breton, right? So that's kind of how you would use this buyer's guide here. It's an in-game buyer's guide. Now, this may change, so that's why I said this is as of 3.2, 3.1. If we notice some significant change, then we'll update this and do a part 2 or a part 3 as far as we need to. And of course, for size 4 for military parts, all those parts are bespoke, so you cannot choose at that size. Now, moving on to stealth parts. These are low functionality, low wear, and they vastly reduce power consumption and vastly reduce signatures to make the ship hard to detect by others. But remember, they are low functionality. These are not going to be the best parts, but they also will last you a very, very long time because they're not used very harshly. So for size 0, no stealth parts at size 0 yet. For size 1, this one is the Tyler Design and Tech Slipstream. And then for size 2, this one is the Tyler Design and Tech Eclipse. Now, there are no choices for size 3 or size 4 yet, and my guess is because I don't think there's any stealth ships that are that size yet that are meant to be stealth. So my guess is those parts will come when those size ships come that are meant to be stealthy. So Tyler Design and Tech so far is best for stealth parts. Amon and Reese seems to be the best for military parts, with Aegis kind of tying for the size 3. And let's move on to competition. For competition, these parts have the highest performance of any parts on the list generally, but they also wear faster than any parts on the list, and they light up again like a Christmas tree. Now, you probably want to compare the how much these light up with the industrial, and it kind of goes back and forth, but these are going to be a little bit higher performance than the industrial. So it really just depends on whether you can get them. So these are also going to be expensive, obviously, because of the high performance. For size 0, there are no choices to be made at that size as far as competition. Size 1, it will be the ACOM LumaCore. For size 2, it will be the ACOM LuxCore. For size 3 and size 4, there are no choices to be made at those sizes. And that's mostly because I don't think we have any competition ships that are dedicated to competition at those particular sizes yet. So look for those parts to come out in the future. That rounds out our video on power plants. I know that was pretty quick, right? Hopefully you understand enough to make an in-game purchase. If not, make sure you subscribe and hit all the notification bells so you don't miss our next power plant guide if we have to update it, basically. So that's it for this one. Thanks for spending your time with us. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.